because for so long I was either so disconnected from what my soul wanted, what I actually wanted as a person, as a human. I just didn't know, and I didn't even give myself a chance to think about it. And I look back on moments like that, and it's really sad to me that that's how I lived my life for years of my life, that I just didn't even like have awareness of that. I didn't even realize like I can actually think about that. I can actually like decide these things and figure them out. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, I think it's kind of common, at least for some people, to feel that way, to feel like life is just life. They don't have a choice. They don't have an option. Especially like for me, it was I became a mother at a young age, in my very early 20s, and like I look now at people who are in their early 20s, and it's like, no wonder why I struggled. Like I was just a kid basically, you know what I mean? Like I was so young, so immature, like still figuring out life and figuring out who I was. And at that time when I had kids really young, like I never figured it out. I never figured out who I was. I didn't figure out life. I just kind of like stopped trying to figure anything out, about me anyway. And I just kind of went through the motions of life, which to an extent you need to do that, but like as far as like true purpose in the world and purpose for me as a human being, like I did not dig deep. I did not self-reflect. I did not ask myself questions of like, who am I? What do I want? What do I feel like? What do I think? Like, what do I actually want to do with my life? I was a mom. That was it. I had kids. That was it. And while yes, obviously as a parent, as a caregiver, you need to take care of your children or whoever you're taking care of, but like it's something important to realize is that you are still a human. You are still an individual. You're still a person. And like I say that now, like duh, of course, but it's like at the time I literally just, that did not click to me, because I was fed by multiple people around me like, okay, you're a mom now, you need to just, that's it, your life's done, you can't have fun, you can't work on yourself, you can't work on your relationship, you can't do, you know what I mean, like it's your, that's it. And that's quite unfortunate that even happened to me, but also that it's happening to so many other parents, mothers, fathers, caregivers out there in a similar circumstance that kind of grew up or were put in a situation where they had to kind of grow up, be more responsible, take on more responsibilities than they were used to, when they didn't really know who they were yet, and it's one thing, I'm comparing this to parenthood because that's my experience, but like, it's one thing to be a parent and to like, let's say you become a parent when you're older in life. I say older, like now, to me, like if I think about it, in your 30s, in your 40s, like, or even in your late 20s, if you had a lot of living in your 20s, you could be mature and ready to be a parent in your late 20s, in your early 30s, in your mid 30s, in your 40s, like, because you've had time to figure out yourself, you've had time to experience who you are, and then maybe those added responsibilities won't be so difficult to manage. They won't be so confusing or hard, and you won't feel as much inner conflict inside yourself, because you've had time to know who you are and to figure it out. For me, it's like I grew up really fucking fast. No awareness of who I was, no self-reflection, like nothing. Now I'm in my 30s, and it's like, okay, now I'm realizing I can figure this out now. Like, I could have done it earlier, but I didn't. I didn't know any better. I didn't fucking know. I didn't make it a priority. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't know, I kind of started this talking about one thing and it just transformed, but like, if you are a mother and you feel lost and you feel stuck and you feel like, what the fuck just happened to me, because, you know, one minute you were, you know, trying to figure out who you were, trying to figure out your life, and then the next minute it's like, okay, shifting gears, now I'm a mom, I have to obviously prioritize my family and like make things work that way, but you still have this like calling inside of you that like, okay, I still want to know who I am, I still want to figure this out, I still want to feed that fire inside me to grow and to live my life the way I actually want to live and to be who I want to be. If that's you, I'm you too. I understand what you're feeling, I understand what you're going through, and you're not alone. And my hopes is that the more I go through my journey and share it, it can be helpful to you and to feel validated and to feel like understood and to try things to help you figure things out. Because it's kind of a lonely experience. It kind of sucks when you kind of come to realize that, hey, I spent a lot of years of my life feeling lost and unsure of myself and unaware of even like my purpose, or unaware of my individuality as a human, like as a person. Like, you know, you just get kind of like lost in your identity in who you are, and it's lonely and it's sad, and it's like, it's also especially hard if you don't have people around you who understand, who maybe, you know, you, at least for me, I was one of the first people I knew that had kids. A lot of my friends growing up, like, that I kind of stuck with in those early years, like, they didn't have kids. You know, they were just out of, you know, just in college, you know, or, you know, around the age, even if they weren't in actual college. So it's like, your whole life can change really fast. People have all kinds of different circumstances, and, you know, it can feel lonely. So just know you're not alone. I'm here for you, and I hope the more I share my journey and share my experience, you know, it can be helpful to you. Okay, I guess that's it.